Hello, West Hempstead Middle School families. This is Sean Murray, principal. I'm coming to you because at this time of year, as we approach spring of 2021, it is a good time to remind ourselves of our expectations for our students, both in the classroom and especially when they are learning from home. So I ask you to take some time to watch this video with your children, to go through those expectations, and if you have any questions whatsoever, to please reach out to me, Mr. Kumo, your child's counselor, or your child's teachers. Now bear with me one moment as I pull up a slideshow for us to watch together. As I said, this is a great time of year for us to just remind ourselves of the expectations that we have for our students. So as you continue to watch this video, there are a few things that I'd like to go over with you. First of all, what are our expectations for students, especially when they are in the virtual classroom, whether in the hybrid model or if they are fully distant? Also, some ideas for self-management and organization to help your child finish the school year strong. The acceptable use of our district devices and our network. And finally, some important safety reminders for the days that your child is in our school building. Let me start with the expectations that we have for our remote learners. And this goes for full remote learners and also for our hybrid learners. First and foremost, it is vital that our students arrive to class on time. We are following the regular bell schedule just as we have since September. And it is important that students are logged into the Google Classroom Meets as soon as the bell rings and preferably sooner. It's also really important for our students to keep our cameras on, unless the teacher tells you otherwise for some independent work. Having the camera on both lets the teacher know whether you are really understanding what is being taught, and it also allows you to participate better with your peers in much of the small group work that we do. It's vital that you actively participate in the whole class discussion and in the breakout meets that your teachers are setting up. Active participation means both speaking and listening to each other, and when appropriate, communicating through our chat feature or through the Google Docs that you're working on. But it is important, whether you are in the classroom or you are at home, that you are actively participating and actively communicating with your peers and your teachers. Finally, as you're moving from the whole class meet to the breakout session, do so quickly. When teachers need to check on you and see if you've made it from the whole class section to the breakout meet and back, you're losing valuable learning time. So please do so quickly. Some ideas for self-management organization. It's really important, students, that you're aware of the due dates for your assignments, because when you turn those things in on time, you can avoid zeros. And we all know that zeros can really bring down your average. If you're struggling, use an agenda. Use your Google Calendar or even your phone to keep track of due dates of assignments. Your teachers can also help you organize. You should be checking your Power School at least twice a week to see how your grades are going. Do you have a missing assignment? Did you do well on that last quiz or homework or classwork or project? Power School is a great way for you to keep track of your assignments and due dates and to make sure you're not falling behind. If you have any trouble with Power School or you just want more individual attention on how to be better organized, see your school counselor. They're great at this. Now, another important reminder that we need to make at this time is our acceptable use agreement. At the beginning of the year, all of our students signed an acceptable use agreement, which dictates how, when, and under what conditions they're allowed to use school devices and the school network. It is really important to know that your Google account and your Google Chromebook can only be used for school assignments. You should only be in Google Meets when assigned to be there by the teacher during class time. It is not appropriate to use Google Docs, Google Slides, or any of our other Google apps for anything other than assigned schoolwork, not for personal communication, and not for fooling around, and not for communicating with your friends during the school day. Inappropriate use of the network or devices can result in being removed from both. I know that you know the right thing to do, and we're asking you to do it. Finally, a few safety reminders. Students, it is vital that your mask covers your mouth and nose at all times. Most of you are doing a fabulous job of that. Some of your masks just aren't fitting quite right when you come to school, and it's important that you keep them over your nose to keep all of us safe. Our hallways remain one-way hallways, and the reason that we do that is because it minimizes any kind of potential for bumping into each other, it reduces congestion, and it keeps the traffic moving so that we can minimize the amount of contact we have with other people while passing from class to class. And students and families, I do ask that you maintain and adhere to the CDC guidelines for mask wearing and social distancing, even when you're not in school, because that helps us prevent anyone from getting sick and having to quarantine from school. We want your kids here, we want your kids learning, so we need to stay safe both in our building and out of our building. Families, I thank you for watching. I really encourage you to watch this video with your children because those conversations that you have at home and around the dinner table are the best way to help your child stay successful in school. And help Mr. Murray go viral by sharing this video with all of your friends. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.